Everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for Sunday evening live chat. We're live on both YouTube and Facebook right now, so we will give everybody about 30 seconds to realize we're on so they can get on and join in on the chat with us, and we'll be rolling here shortly. All right, we've got a few people getting on with us, so we'll get ready and go ahead and get started here. As always, if you've got any questions, comments, go ahead and throw them up there. We'll sure try to get to them. I'll be watching both screens here, both on YouTube and Facebook. So when you see me glancing back and forth, that's what I'm doing, trying to keep up with comments on both formats. So as always, thanks for being here. We got Randy on with us on Facebook. Thanks for jumping on, Randy. Glenn, our good friend Glenn's on. Glenn's always with us. He's a regular. Always glad to see him jump back on with us. As always, like I said, if you guys have questions, comments, go ahead and throw them up there. I can sure try to answer them if we can. If you've got ideas on what we want to talk about, these Sunday night live chats are as much about you as it is about me. That's why we're here. We're here because we like cars and related items, and that's why we're here hanging out. So if you've got things you want to talk about, let me know. We can talk about that too. We got Maine on with us on Facebook. No comments popping up yet on YouTube, so we'll see if we get. Hopefully that's going to work too. And we'll get rolling. So anyway, it is Sunday, September 6th. It's kind of bananas to think about it. It's already September. All right, we got our good buddy Bill on, Bill Twitchell. Russ is on from Rusty's. All right, good. Thanks for being here, guys. But I guess it is September, so it's that much closer to 2020 being over with. So I guess we can look at it that way. My week wasn't too bananas, believe it or not, which was kind of nice. Got a few things caught up, got some cars picked up, got a few things organized because, winter's going to be around the corner. So it did give me a little time to start thinking about that. We got our friend Dan on YouTube. Dan's usually here with us. Thanks for being here again. Got my loader washed. I like to wash my loader once a year, which probably sounds kind of crazy, but I do like to keep my loader cleaned up and keeps the grease and grime off the engine. I pull the screen off the radiator, hose it out and everything. So got that done this week. We got Texas on Facebook. Thanks for being here, guys. Looks like we've got comments working on both formats. So as always, if you have stuff you want to throw up there, go ahead. We'll sure try to get to it. So that was what was my week kind of consisted of. We got Vermont on Facebook also. But at least we got some new inventory to talk about tonight. I had time to pick a few things up finally. So we'll get into that when we get into the new inventory section. Topic for tonight, and I know you guys hear me preach about this a lot, and I just kind of wanted to dive into it a little bit more, just so you guys understand a little bit more of what I go through when it comes to texts. Texting is phenomenal to send pictures to somebody. It is horrible for communication. Absolutely horrible. I can't think of anything any worse than texting for communication. And you say, why? Texting is so simple. You're right. It is simple. It's too simple. Because when people text me, and this is why I don't take texts, this is what I get. Y'all got any Chevy trucks? Yep, I do. That tells me absolutely nothing about what you want, what you're looking for, what you may have you're looking for parts for. That's why it is so horrible for communication. 99% of the time when somebody calls me for parts, I have to start asking them questions to narrow it down to what they're looking for. And on a text, that could take 2 hours and 20 texts for what we can do in a 30 or 45-second conversation. So that's why I absolutely can't stand texting, because nobody is ever clear on it. Sending pictures, it's phenomenal. Because if you send me a text, I need pictures of this fender or this bumper or this taillight, I can snap it on my phone, fire it straight back to you, and go right to the next guy's text and go to the car he wants parts off of and do the exact same thing. I got a question on Facebook. We'll cut in here real quick. Affordable way to ship instead of fenders for 51 Chevy truck. Fenders, I ship FedEx Freight. I do have negotiated rates with them, so it is not bad. However, one thing to keep in mind when you're shipping on freight, Commercial address is always cheaper than a residential address because freight lines don't like taking those big trucks down residential streets. And a business address is not your garage in the alley behind your house. Business address, commercial address, business district, industrial park only. It has to be in a business district. So yes, we can ship big stuff. I do use FedEx Freight. I do have fairly good negotiated rates with them. So that's something that to keep in mind there. Roger from Nova Scotia on. Thanks for being here, Roger. Glad you enjoy the videos. Yeah, exactly. We got Russ on Facebook. He's like, yeah, I need parts for that, like that blue truck you got. Yeah, that blue truck. It's like the guys that send me a text or an email. I've seen that green truck in this picture you had on Facebook. Well, I go back and look at that picture on Facebook, and there's 3 green trucks in the picture. So that's another good point, Russ. They see something in a picture, or they think they've seen what they want, and they're just not clear. That's why texting is just such a poor way to communicate. And like I said, there are so many different options on all this stuff that we're talking about. Perfect example. We just had the question about 51 Chevy truck fenders. I don't know which 51 Chevy truck you've got either, because there are at least 3 different front fenders for a 51 that would fit a quote unquote 51 Chevy truck. So not picking on that guy, just making a statement that, yeah, give me a call. We'll see which ones you need. If I've got them, they can be shipped. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I've got a factory showroom poster for the 1960 Chevy trucks. Big, huge one. I mean, like 6 by 8. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's 4 by 6. I think it's 4 foot by 6, but big, huge poster. And I went through that just out of curiosity because I get these calls. I need a fender for my 60 Chevy truck. I need this for my 60 Chevy truck. So I had this big, huge showroom poster that broke down every single model of 1960 Chevy truck. Now, I excluded Corvair because they did make the Corvair ramp side trucks and things like that. And they were on the poster. Took those out of the equation since it's Corvair. I looked at Chevy truck, everything from pickup up to big truck. And when you look at that and you look at the different wheelbases, the different weight ratings, the different body styles, there are 100 different 1960 Chevy trucks. Right at 100 different trucks that were made that year. So when you call and say, I need parts for my 1960 Chevy truck, we got to narrow her down more than that. Even the earlier stuff, like the late 40s, early 50s, and everybody says, 48 to 53 Chevy trucks, all the same. Look at the showroom brochures of those trucks in that era. There were about 40 different trucks available in that window. So that's what you got to keep in mind. And that's why texting just doesn't give us what we need to know. That's why giving me a call, having that conversation real quick, real simple, what we can do in 30 seconds or a minute on the phone, we can text back and forth all day and never get there. Because I'll ask you which one you need, and you'll say, what do you mean which one I need? And then I'll have to break it down, all the different options that I know of. Because a lot of times there's even some stuff that I'm not familiar with. Sometimes there may be 4 or 5 options that I know were available for that particular model of vehicle, but there may be even more than that. So that's why we need to get it narrowed down to what you want. And then to even further complicate things a little bit more, with the patina builds, I need a green fender, I need a blue fender, I need a red door. All that type of stuff plays into that. And then you've got different variations in colors. So there's just so many different options that we can cover in 30 seconds or a minute on the phone that you literally could text or email back and forth all day long on and never get anywhere. So that's why texting is so poor for communications. Now, and you say, well, texting is great. I still like texting. Texting is great if I know you. If one of my buddies texts me and I know exactly what he's building because I've seen it and I've been to his shop, I know what he's working on. If it's one of my buddies that have a restoration shop, I know a lot of guys that have shops, and I've talked to them about stuff that they're building, and they call me and say, hey, remember that Cougar we got those parts for last week? I need this for it. I remember that. But that's because it's somebody that I know, and I know what they're working on because I've already sold them stuff for it. So, but otherwise, when I talk to dozens and dozens and dozens of people a day, that's why it's so vague and so hard for me to keep tabs on. And then when I do send pictures, there's no way for me to keep them all. And that happens a lot too. I'll get a text out of the blue says, yeah, I'm interested in that fender. Well, I don't keep that stuff because I can't. I've literally locked up an iPhone in a little over a year and this was before I was even doing video. I could barely get a year and a half out of an iPhone, not counting now that I'm doing a lot of video over the last year, was getting an hour or a year and a half out of an iPhone because of sending pictures to so many people and things like that. So I fire them, shoot them, and delete them. If not, my phone just builds up and builds up and builds up. So that's kind of what I've had to do, why I have to do it that way and how I do it. And there again, we're kind of going back to why I started this whole Sunday night chat. It's just information from me talking to dozens of people every day, trying to help you guys out so you have a better understanding of what either myself or any of these other guys that have a lot of old cars in stock deal with on a day-to-day basis. Because that way I'm clear about what you're trying to do, what your build is, what your vehicle is, what your direction is, and then I can see if I've got something that can help. Because I don't know if you're doing a 100-point restoration or if you're doing a patina truck. I don't know until you tell me that, and I know what direction we're going with things. So, and like I said, that's why I started this deal, clear back in February. So that's kind of what we're just touching base on again tonight. And I've had a lot of issues with that lately. Of people, I don't know what you're talking about when you text me, and that's why. And that's why all my posts, all my ads, everything say no text, because it just doesn't get us anywhere. So, that being said, let's roll on to some other things. Haven't had any questions pop. Looks like we're caught up on questions. Haven't had anything pop up here lately. So, how about trivia? You want to do some trivia? Is everybody ready for trivia? Tonight, Russ wants to buy the poster. The Chevy truck poster. I really hadn't planned on selling it, Russ. Actually, it's over in my good shop with all of my restored stuff and a bunch of other stuff. So I really hadn't actually thought about selling that poster. Just kind of plan on putting it over there with that other stuff. So tonight, we've given a few of these away in the past. I do have a few cases of these, so every now and then we're going to mix one of these in too. Die-cast 63 Corvette. And these are a pretty decent die-cast. This was from Big A Auto Parts. It was an older chain they actually went out of business in the late 90s. So these are a decent die cast. I think it's 124th, 125th scale, something like that. So it's a nice shelf piece. Brand new in the box, never been opened. So I'm going to send this out to the winner of tonight's trivia. If you've been watching the videos, this question came from Pioneer Village video. The video we did on Nash's AMC and Rambler, there was just an awesome Rambler station wagon in there. It was a Nash Rambler, actually. Red and white Nash Rambler station wagon. What year was that car? That's the trivia question for tonight. The winners, I'll send this die-cast Corvette to them. 77 Dodge Royal Monaco Opera windows. Do not have anything there at all, Aaron. So nothing on that. Oh, I did forget last week's trivia. We never did get a winner on the top fuel car that is on display in the Bass Pro Motorsports Museum in Springfield, Missouri. And the answer to that, it was a Darrell Gwynn car. It was a Budweiser car, which I figured it was a Bernstein car, but it was actually a Darrell Gwynn car. So air-cooled VW stuff, Keith, a little bit. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Got some guesses coming in. Nothing right yet. We got some guys that are pretty close, but nobody's got it yet. So I'll keep an eye on that. 61 Suburban. I don't have much. I've got a little bit. Just depends on what you need. I don't have any complete vehicles. I've got a few miscellaneous pieces off of some on that, Chris. Still got guesses coming in, but nobody's quite hit it yet. We're kind of bouncing all over the board, but we're close. So we'll keep an eye on that. This week's videos, I do have a question I want to go over with you guys on this week's videos. I do owe you some new inventory videos. Definitely going to get some of those shot hopefully tomorrow. Toy Tuesday obviously is not cooperating with us at all. We didn't have comments again last Tuesday. So kind of our options are, still don't have a right answer. There we go. Randy got it. Randy and Terry actually both got it. So Randy and Terry both are winners tonight. They both popped up literally one at the right after the other at the exact same time. So Randy and Terry, you can give me a call after we get done here. It was a 1955 is what it was. So you guys can give me a shout after we get off here tonight. Let's see. Bay window VW vans, Keith. I do have one bay window VW van in stock. It's a 72, I believe. So okay, Chris, I'm going back to your last post. Wing windows and gas tank. That's for the Suburban. Wing windows out of a pickup would probably work. I've got those. I do not have a gas tank on that. So, oh, back to videos for this week. Obviously, going to get you some new inventory. Okay, Terry says send one to Randy. Thanks, Terry. Thanks for being a sport on that. Rebuildable Cosworth Vega engine. Nothing on that at all, Russ. I do have some Vegas in stock, but no Cosworths. On Toy Tuesday, like I said, we tried it again on the Nobody Else's Auto page. Once again, did not feed me comments. So kind of what I see as our options, and I'm asking you guys for your opinions. What we can do is we can try it again on the Nobody Else's Auto page. We can try it on the Nobody Show page on Facebook. I can do it live on YouTube on the Nobody Show channel if we want to try that. Or I can just record something and post it. Obviously, we usually get better quality, and we don't have a lot of problems when I record it and post it, but it isn't near as much fun without you guys on with me. So kind of looking for opinions on that, on what you think we ought to try. If you want to try it on Facebook, if you want to do it on YouTube, you just want something pre-recorded. Depends on how much you guys like interacting on that. So it's fun for me. It's a lot more fun when you guys are on. But we want it to cooperate with us too. So anyway, look, just go ahead and throw your opinions up on that and kind of let me know what you think on that, and we'll see what we can figure out by Tuesday night. New inventory. Like I said, I did get a few things picked up this week. I picked up a couple of 71 or 72 Chevy pickups, C10s, long beds. Well, one of them's a long bed, the other one didn't have a bed on it. They're both pretty stripped. They're nothing spectacular, but I bought them like 5 years ago on a package deal, and I just kind of kept putting them off because I knew they were kind of rough and just never prioritized it enough to go get them. But I did get those picked up this week. I'm sure there's going to be a few bits and pieces left on them that somebody's going to need. So 271 Chevy C10s, about a 68 or 69. I'm not sure on the year of this yet. It just came in, Ford van, like a little half-ton Ford van, kind of a neat little deal. Once again, it just came in. Have not had time to even hardly look at it to see what I've got there. But that's kind of a neat one. And then an early 90s Cadillac, like a 92 or 93 Cadillac, which is kind of crazy to think that the car's almost 30 years old. It's like on the verge of being old. So still grabbing some of that stuff and lining it up because one of these days that stuff's not going to be in existence either. So that's what I have for new inventory. Next topic, F&E Collector Auto Auction. That's getting busy, which is good. We're about a month out. It's October 3rd here in Great Bend, Kansas at the Expo Grounds, home of the SRCA drag strip, which is where the NHRA held their very first national event in 1955. We're right on those grounds, right at the track, right at the staging lane. So it's kind of neat. It's going to be a good time. Lots and lots of inventory coming in. Some really cool stuff got listed this week. I'll give you a quick rundown on that. 1973 Ford pickup. We all know those 73 to 79 Fords are getting crazy, and they're really looking at them. Interested in 90 Beretta. Yeah, I mean, I think Berettas are something that's worth grabbing and holding on to because they're, again, nobody kept them, nobody saved them. There's not going to be much left, a few years down the road for the people that do need pieces for a Beretta. But anyway, back to the 73 Ford pickup. Four-wheel drive, regular cab, long bed, sitting on a 2001 Super Duty V10 chassis. basically took the cab, the bed, and everything, stripped the Super Duty down, and put the 73 body on the '01 Super Duty chassis. And it is a super, super cool truck. Metallic blue, great looking truck, awesome build, full professional build. The shop did the whole thing. The guy that owns the shop built it for himself, and now he's decided to sell it. So that's up on the website. Be sure to check out the pictures on that. 76 Corvette, no reserve car. 53 Hudson Super Wasp, really cool car, also no reserve car. 36 Ford 5-window coupe, kind of a neat, really sharp looking old car. Looks like it was an older restoration, maybe. Kind of showing a little bit of age around it, but a really great looking car that you can have a lot of fun with. 57 Chevy Bel Air, 2-door post, black, red interior, small block, automatic. And that car is detailed to the nines. A phenomenal car. No rust ever. Sold new in Hutchinson, Kansas. Has literally never left Central Kansas. And it's an amazing car. So be sure to check out the pictures on that one. Something else really cool got listed this week. 1955 GMC Suburban, which was the GMC version of the Cameo. Fiberglass bed. Now, this is a GMC with a V8 and an automatic. So, a little trivia, what V8 and automatic does it have in it? A lot of people don't realize this. They used the Pontiac V8 in those trucks. It's got its original Pontiac V8 with a hydromatic automatic transmission in a 55 GMC pickup. That's a great looking truck. Those pictures are up. They are posted. 2002 Dodge Durango 5.9 RT, which is, not that old yet, but those 5.9 RTs were pretty neat. They had, for the day, pretty decent performance, something kind of different that you just don't see much of anymore. And the last one that is all up on the website, I've got some stuff to list already this week, but it's not done. It's not on the website. The last new one that's currently on the website, 1987 Monte Carlo SS, white burgundy interior, nice car. It's had one repaint, 108,000 miles, buckets, console, floor shift, tack gauges. Pretty clean car. It's been collector owned for years. There's dash plaques in the car dating clear back to the early 2000s where they were showing the car already. So it's led a pretty pampered life, and it's got the SS wheels on it. When they painted it, they did not put all the stripes down the side. It just has the SS stickers on it, which is a little bit of a cleaner look if you don't like the stripes. But the 02 Durango RT and this white 87 Monte Carlo SS, since they both came out of an estate, they are both no reserve. So last hand in the air is taking them home that day. So be sure to check that stuff out. All that stuff is currently on the website, FEClassicCarAuction.com. Shot a bunch of video Friday for F&E Classic Collectors Auto Auction. Lots of stuff that's going to be going up on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel very shortly. We do have a separate Facebook page for the F&E Collector Auto Auction as well as a YouTube channel. So you guys can be sure to check that stuff out and like that on Facebook and subscribe to that on YouTube. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up on that. And like I said, even I've already got stuff I've got to get listed this week. So some great stuff coming in this year already. Already being a month out, we've got some great stuff getting listed. So really excited about that. Like we've talked about before, there's plenty of hotels in Great Bend. We've got negotiated rates at, was it the Quality Inn, I believe we've talked about on here before, is given a pretty good negotiated rate for the auction if you tell them you're coming in for the auction. So we're looking forward to a big weekend that weekend. And if you're thinking about coming out, we will open up about 4 o'clock on Friday. We will have a free preview show Friday night. We will do some raffles and some giveaways on Friday night. That all benefits the SRCA drag strip, the guys that actually run the drag strip at the exact same facility where they held the first U.S. Nationals in 1955, which they're running this weekend in Indy at their new home. But the very first one was here in Great Bend, Kansas. So the SRCA guys help us out with the auction. They help us all day Saturday moving cars. So Friday night is all for them. The beer garden's open. We'll sell raffle tickets and do some door prize drawings, and all that money goes to those guys. So for helping us out and help support that drag strip, because that drag strip is 100% volunteer run. Everybody that works that drag strip every weekend gets it ready for all these guys to run on. It's all volunteer labor. So it's super cool that those guys do that. So then they help us move cars. So we try to help them out and raise some money for them. So that's basically what I've got for tonight. As always, super appreciate you guys stopping by, taking a few minutes out of your evening to hang out with me. This isn't about me. Like I always tell you, this is about you guys stopping by, hanging out. And I'm actually I'm honored that you guys actually take some time out of your evening and hang out with me and stop what you're doing. So we're here because we like cars. That's what we do, and that's what we enjoy. So that's why we're here talking about it. And hope you enjoy it. As always, if you've got questions, comments, you can always call me. I'm more than happy to talk about it. If you've got some things that you want to cover, I'm all ears because this is about all of us. That's why we've got a community here hanging out, talking about cars. That's all I know. So there really isn't much else I can talk about. So, Russ, 68-73 Datsun 510, nothing there, and 79-83 Toyota Hilux. No, I don't keep any of that stuff. I basically don't do any foreign stuff at all, other than a little bit of German stuff, some of the VWs, and there's one Porsche out back and things like that. But I don't really do any Japanese stuff at all. So thanks for the comments, guys. I got some good comments coming in. And as always, I don't have time to respond to all the comments on all the formats. There's just no way to do it. But I do really appreciate you guys. I do get a lot of positive comments, and it means a lot. I really do appreciate them, and I do see some of them. So thank you guys for the support and for being here. Tell your friends to come jump on with us next week. Be sure to check out the videos. Let me know what you guys think we ought to try to do on Toy Tuesday. If we should just try to get on nobody else's auto, we'll give it a shot and see if comments will work. It's a lot more fun when you guys are there with me and we're having a conversation about it. So as always, thanks for being here, guys. That's what we got coming next week on the videos. Be sure to tune in, check out what's coming in, and see what's going on. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. Glad you were here. Glad you stopped by. Thank you for spending some time with me. And as always, if you've got any questions about vehicles or parts, just give me a call. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you soon.